Hi, welcome to GFAP.
No.
No?
No. Nothing with the word fap in it.
We're in a hurry, I'm a busy man, I can't be doing with saying all the words in a sentence.
Hi, welcome to Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, and we are going to do 10 reviews in 5 minutes. I'm Nelle, this is Scott. Let us hit go on the timer.
Go.
A Child Called It is the first book in a 3-book autobiography. It is written by David Peltzer, who was the victim of one of the worst cases of child abuse in Californian history. Unlike the thing on Netflix, The Trials of Gabrielle Fernandez, this is not about the system. This is 100% about the abuse directed at this poor child by his disturbed and alcoholic mother. Very dehumanising, very bleak.
And Then There Were None is a murder mystery novel by Agatha Christie. It involves 10 characters which have dark pasts, all resulting in the death of somebody. They are tricked to move to an island where there is no escape from, and then they discover a poem which details the death of 10 people. Funnily enough, the characters start dropping dead one at a time in the way of the poem. You're then forced to figure out who is the murderer before they're all dead.
The Tattooist of Auschwitz is set in Nazi Germany, in Auschwitz, funnily enough. It is not a story about genocide or about Nazis. It is a romance. It does talk about the realities of the time, but in such a way that it's a bit rose-coloured glasses. It made me distinctly uncomfortable. But it was taken from a first-person account. So an interesting read, but I don't know where I'm feeling.
Silas Marner is the story of a man who is left heartbroken after the betrayal of his best friend and his fiancée leaving him. He moves town and makes money by working very hard. He loves his money and he counts it every day, and then one day it is stolen. Then later on a girl turns up, cuddled up by his fire with her mother dead in the snow. The mystery of who the girl is and where she came from and where Silas's money is all interlinked, and there is a lovely friendship between Eppie, the girl, and Silas.
American Gods is a novel by Neil Gaiman. The protagonist is an ex-con who gets out of jail, and he ends up in sort of questionable company of random gods from various mythological pantheons. The build-up seems very drawn out to the final battle scene that you expect in this sort of novel, and the battle is a bit mediocre, so I was left disappointed.
Love Amongst the Chickens is an early P.G. Wodehouse novel. It is the first in the Eucridge series. Stanley Eucridge goes and grabs his friend Jeremy, and they go down to the countryside to run a chicken farm and make eggs. They proceed to make every mistake possible, and it is a complete farce. It fails and they owe lots of money. Jeremy falls in love with somebody, and it all ends up in a lovely Wodehousian mess.
In Cold Blood is Truman Capote's characterization of a murder of a whole family in a small town, and also the investigation and criminal trial that subsequently follows. His relationships with the small town, people in the small town, as in Truman Capote's relationships, and with the murderers actually become a central sort of feature of this non-fiction novel. I don't know.
A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift is not even a novel, it is an essay, and it details Swift's solution to the famine that was happening in Ireland at the time. Swift's solution is to essentially get the kids that are living on the street and to cut them up and eat them. He goes into details as to how this works, he goes into details as to why this is the most economical and the best things to do.
Interesting. Breath is by Tim Winton. It's a coming of age, a very sex positive coming of age tale that deals with the changing nature of friendship. As is pretty normal in a Tim Winton story, the environment is a central character of the story. The setting is super evocative, especially if you're an Aussie. The characters are rich and the story is interesting, but I did not engage with the ending, which again is quite typical of a Winton-esque novel.
I, Claudius is a novel by Robert Greaves. It details the story of Claudius, the Emperor Claudius of Rome and his coming to power. It has one of my all-time favourite quotes, which is, "In Rome there are many wise men pretending to be fools, and there are many fools pretending to be wise men. But you, Claudius, are the first example I've seen of a fool pretending to be a fool." It is a satire and it is a comedy, and it basically depicts every single misconception we have about the Romans, and it puts it in a story to mock our knowledge of them.
Woohoo!
That's obnoxious. We took this idea, we've modified it from a video that we saw on Spinelli Speaks with Danny, where she does turbo reviews.
Rapid reviews. She does them quick, but we thought we'd do them with a bomb timer.
Yeah. So it's not quite the same, but it is inspired by Danny at Spinelli Speaks. And if you haven't checked out her station, we'll link it in the description below, because you should, because she combines being fun with knowing stuff about books. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe, hit that bell thing. Every time we get a thumbs up, another candy bar factory is built.
Yes! Excellent.
In your hometown.